ulti's going to pop off from Oracle. Hook back in from Andros. Going to be charging up that epicenter. No one's getting out of here. That's 3 going down. Disruptor, he was de-warding. Look at the damage. Oracle buys back, sweet as honey, says the big boy bear, and they are going to just crush your high ground from this. What a massive fight.
A little bit later, but we are back with day 3 here in week 2 of LPL Pro Dota 2 for 2022, presented by LG. I've liked day 1, I've liked day 2, and day 3 looking pretty good with a 1 series unfortunately going on in, but I'm excited to see it and bring the action. Will be me, GDH, and joined again, as always, by Poglet. How you doing, dude?
I'm excited, man. It's the weekend, so like we've all had a bit more time to actually play some Dota, to play some other things, and just enjoy ourselves and relax. But for these players, I actually know for a fact Burmese Ghouls was scrimming earlier today, so they were practicing hard to maybe bring something new to the table tonight.
Cool. Well, we'll see what comes up. I'm excited to see it, but it is still that single round robin stage, so they can throw out anything they want because they're trying to get those points on the board because they want to keep that position in the top 4. They want to break on in, kick UDV out, and make sure that they are going through to our single elimination playoffs, our best of 3s, and then it's all going to be decided by our best of 5 grand final for those prizes. The big prizes that every single team is here to play for. First place is $2,100, second place $1,400, third place $900, and fourth place $650, with literally all the teams still at a chance of grabbing them.
Yeah, and I hate to be that broken record, but it's so important to make that top 4 because if you come 5th, if you come 6th, you're on that outside looking in. You basically get nothing for all the trials and tribulations you go through. So it's so important, especially for some of these teams in the lower rung. Burmese Ghouls, Team QX, Gagak all playing today. This could be their last chance to properly make that playoff push.
And it's very important right now to make sure they have the confidence going in, because I know a few teams have had a little bit ups and downs and a little bit shake-ups in their squad, so they need to be able to get these points. And we can see the leaderboard. We can see exactly where the results are lying. Day 3, week 2 here. HC Esports off their wins yesterday, take that second position. Gargle Esports, we're not actually going to see them play yet, but maybe they'll be kicked out of third position, and fourth place, pretty contentious here if Burmese Ghouls can get 2 points on the board.
Yeah, it's all to play for. Team M11 obviously are sitting quite pretty right now, but keep in mind there's still quite a few games to play, and like you say, Gargle Esports, UDV, they're not that many points ahead of Atomic and Burmese, and even Gagak after today, potentially. Team QX obviously struggling, but they have played the least amount of games, so they have the most of opportunity to start getting these 2-0s towards them.
100%. And for today, we get a pretty good game because Team QX is going to be here versus Burmese Ghouls. Unfortunately, due to complications, we aren't going to see our first series today, but it will still be played offline. So we'll get those results in. We'll find out if Gagak can get some points on, or if Gargoyles can keep that third position. So that game is still happening.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that one goes because, like we were talking about, Gagak has a lot of momentum coming in, and then obviously Gargoyle Esports, they need to secure and try and hold on to that top 3 slot, try and improve on that.
Yeah, well, let's go for our second series. Well, our first series really go on for it. Team QX is going to be looking for those points there. We can see 0-4, right bottom there, in the 8th position, so they do need some points on the board. So let's see what players can do about this. 2-0 reincarnation, enemy gun, Snickos filling in again for this squad, but previously, Team QX didn't exactly have the standard carry in their squad either, and Snickos, he's going to come in and fill that role beautifully.
Yeah, and I'm very curious because we were talking about it off stream. We both know Snickos as a very traditional carry, someone that you can rely on, not many mistakes going to be made there. And unfortunately for Team QX, we saw a lot of the time, they just didn't have the late game secured. They just didn't have that ability to jump in and get involved. It could have been a team comm issue, it could have been something else, but I like to see them trying something new, and hopefully it works out for them today.
Burmese Ghouls, they're also, I believe, going to have to try something new because they've got a new carry themselves. Shangfu, unfortunately, has left the team, and K7 will be the one filling his shoes as their carry now. So Marseille, X-Nev White, and One Enlightened, they've got to work around a kind of a different tempo, a different timing, and a different farming style for their squad.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like it's the same position for Team QX. We saw a bit of a lackluster Phantom Assassin performance yesterday, and I don't know what the internal comms were like, but they mustn't have been pretty because They very quickly bailed out. They very quickly found a new replacement for that carry role, and we'll have to see if it works out for them.
Well, we do know one lane that does work out, though. It's the mid lane. N1 seems to pop off constantly for Burmese skills, and same for the other side. And Enemy is so consistent in that off lane, so impressive on that Darkseer as well. These guys are something that you can always rely on, that this lane is always going to go well. An Enemy, N1, going to get the farm. It's just about how we go from there.
Yeah, both of these players, it's surprising to see, but in that mid lane, N1 feels like he is the tempo setter. And in the off lane, an Enemy, he's got that ability just to stabilize the game. So maybe N1 tries to make too many aggressive plays, and Enemy's going to be there to always try and stop him, slow him down, and try and get those pickoffs to make sure his carry and his mid lane have a comfortable time.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess the one big difference here for QX is 520. He's a great position 5. We saw him play a carry role, I believe, for the series that we saw him in. It was a punch, it was a little bit awkward, it wasn't exactly all together, but he's an amazing position 5 punch. He's an amazing Elgato, he's an amazing hoodwick, and having that power in the support position, that's going to be much better for QX.
Yeah, I think the carry punch was interesting. I don't know if the tech is still ready, but I've seen a lot of players start maxing Flesh Heap, to start getting the Rot and the Eternal Shroud early, and you actually take no damage to yourself. So maybe he just wasn't ready for the new technology to come through. But like you said, things like Hoodwink, they could be interesting to see, because we don't really see that hero get played much at all.
Yeah, no, nobody is willing to touch him. And it also does mean, on the other side, Gan, who tried to play mid, I believe, for one game in between, felt a little bit awkward for him as well. He's going to be in his full role. He's going to be able to play the role that he's best at. We're going to see the Pangos. We're going to see maybe even Monkey King position 4 come back.
Ooh, I don't know, because they did nerf Monkey King's vision. I think the big selling point for Monkey King Pos 4 was the amount of vision he gave with that tree dance and being able to just gank anywhere, be everywhere. That big nerf, I think, will start to hinder him. I want to see it played just because, again, it's hard to look at a piece of paper and be like, yeah, the hero's unplayable. But when you see it and it loses, then I can say the hero's unplayable.
Nice. Well, also as well, for QX and their history between all these teams, Garn and Enemy love the Darkseer Spirit Breaker combo. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, Darkseer any melee plus stun is going to be fun. Yeah. And it doesn't work the same way it used to, because obviously it caps your movement speed with the Surge, so you can't give Barra more damage in that sense. Mm-hmm. But it still enables him to get on top of them, get those auto attacks coming through. And what's best is you've got the Vacuum, the Charge, and the Nether Strike, all as pretty comfortable spells, very easy to land, and it's such a simple combo. You just charge in, you Vacuum back, you Nether Strike, and all of a sudden, whatever hero you're facing, they're just dead.
Yeah, straight up, can't run away. But I guess the other side as well for Burmese Schools, these guys, they're feeling a little bit rough after their series yesterday as well, so 2-0 to them. Well, against them, I believe. And the supports as well didn't exactly fare that amazingly between them. We had an AA in a Bang position 5, wasn't too effective in the end, especially compared to Travens in that game. He just shone so bright, and then when Leiden tried to do it, he just couldn't get it. The drafting just needs to be, I guess, a little bit better for Burmese.
The problem was you pick AA, you don't have burst. Like, everyone thinks you pick AA, he is the burst. Unfortunately, all he is the repellent. He's the deterrent. He throws that ultimate down, he puts the Ice Vortex on the ground, and he amps spell damage. They didn't have any spell damage to follow up with the AA, and we saw, like you said, it just didn't get kills. It just felt like the draft kind of collapsed in on itself. And that's something that you could easily fix. Maybe even switching up something like PA into the Leshrac, stealing it off some of the players we've seen, like Jikroy, who just cleans it every single game.
That was impressive. Just a really dominant performance, and really maybe that is something that your style is, but it has to be really in K7's wheelhouse, or even in Snicko's wheelhouse to go for it. Because Snicko's, I mean, we can talk a little bit more about him, because from what we saw from him, he's a traditional carry. It's not exactly we've seen any Leshracs out of him, but we've seen Jugs who like to push out, but they go Battle of Fury, they make sure they get their farming item, and then they hit that jungle for 20 minutes straight.
The big thing I want to say about Jug is I think he's now a magic damage. Like, you talk about traditional. I think the traditional Jug doesn't exist anymore. I think with the Ag Shard, the changes to the spin talents and the spin itself, I think he's a better magic damage hero. He gets the spin, he gets the E-blade, and he actually just deals DPS that way. I don't know if anyone's ready to play it that way, but we've seen players like Thompson at DPC level practice it.
Alright, well maybe we can bring it to the forefront, because I believe Game 1 underway here. We're going to see exactly where the drafts are going to be heading between these two teams. I'm excited to see what the first picks are going to be. Spirit Wreck already taken out, surprisingly, actually, by Team QX.
I mean, that makes sense. They have the first pick, and first picking Barra feels rough, because we've seen Shadow Demon, Lion, Mars, Willow, they all counter him really well. And if you first pick it, you give them two of the stronger heroes. As for Burmese Ghouls, that surprise phase, that's what I wanted to see, GTH, because are you worried that no one's going to let the barn house open in? There's no push strats coming?
A little bit, yeah. I like the Deathball lineups. They're always fun to see, but I'm very much surprised with how many times we have banned Beastmaster in the first two.
Yeah, he's got one of the highest win rates right now, and I feel like he's a hero that enables a lot of drafts. Like, if you're thinking in the first phase, all of a sudden, you worry about Tiny, you worry about Medusa, you worry about Morphling auto-attack damage. And then, if you ban those out, they still get the Nags, they still get the PA, and it makes all of these heroes so strong. It's the same reason Ogres all win. You just Bloodlust any carry, and they're gonna look better.
Cool. Sometimes that's just what you need to make a carry shine. Weaver's actually still taken out by QX, just still believing in that support Weaver. I guess he really didn't get touched either, so he's just still the same old hero. And Io, I'm cool with that. Io needs to be banned, but maybe the first two picks are going to be a little bit different here from QX.
Yeah, keep in mind, there's still Queen of Pain. If you're worried about original picks, you've got Queen of Pain, Mars, Bane. They're still all in the pool. Grimstroke, Snapfire as well.
Ooh, I like Snapfire. Maybe they'll bring a little bit of flair here, but thinking about it for a little bit. Anything that you think is first pick worthy that nobody's touching?
I want to say Chen, but I don't know. I genuinely, I don't know if he's actually good, or if I'm just like pipe dreaming, believing that it could be.
Ooh, alright. First pick Prophets.
Also, a hero we haven't talked about enough. Tiny's back.
Yeah.
Like, the Menace of Pubs, he's actually back, and they go with an Enchantress.
That's pretty cool. I like that. But yeah, Tiny is still there, not banned, and we actually already got to see it. Tiny was unkillable. At a certain point, he just becomes unkillable.
Yeah, I don't understand. There we are. I feel like, in my mind, I was like, Tiny's coming, it's coming. And they go with a Phoenix. That's a hero we haven't seen at all this tournament.
We saw it once, it lost.
We haven't seen it win this tournament.
That's true. Yay!
I completely forgot about the game when you mentioned it. I was like, oh, yeah.
It wasn't most amazing, but maybe it's going to be a little bit more impressive here. And, I mean, Phoenix against Tiny Sunray, that's percentage-based damage to get your health, so that's going to be nice, but still, it is Phoenix.
Yeah. The thing I like about it against Tiny is, obviously, he doesn't have great attack speed. He does rely a lot of the time on the Echo Saber procs.
Cool.
But if he gets hit by the Fire Spirit, even that first Echo hit's going to take a while. And maybe you can get away before it actually lands.
Maybe.
I'm a bit nervous that they've picked it so early that you can now turn around and grab a Snapfire support, and all of a sudden this egg just disappears.
Yep. And they are having to ban around this Phoenix now. So their three bans are looking like they're going to enable Phoenix, which means Burmese Ghouls get a kind of open draft.
That could be the case. It's hard to ban all of the counters to Phoenix, like we talked about it. Ogre's a great one with the Bloodlust. I think Snapfire is also great. But you can always pick Ursa. You can always run that Tiny carry, mid, off lane, pos 4, and switch up the roles that way. Enchantress himself's pretty decent, a high-ranged hero.
Sweet.
And they go with the Legion as well, which obviously presses the attack, deals with it.
Yeah.
I think they're getting baited. I think they're banning too many heroes to counter Phoenix.
Oh, Queen Pain, there we go. That's a hero that does not pick for Phoenix. And Kunkka, Puck, but no Mars ban.
No Mars ban, no Void Spirit ban either. Heroes we've seen picked a lot. Is Leshrac still good to go without the Io is the question.
Is it a good matchup against the Tiny?
It's not terrible. Like, you build a lot of health, and he's a melee hero, so like inevitably you get a lot of damage just by the fact he has to be in melee range, so he has to be in Pulse Nova, he has to be in Edict. He's also quite easy to stun.
Cool. Maybe we can go for it. We'll see what the pick's going to be for Burmese, because they got one more band to decide what they don't want to play against. I guess they don't exactly know what the hero pool is going to be from Snickos too much in this patch, so you got to kind of think about it. So they are targeting Reincarnation just a little bit here. Yeah, Storm Spirit. No 6 Nully. Storm Spirit swing around with his Arcane Blink coming out too. Oh, cool. And... Oh, did it work? I want to hear about Storm.
Okay, I tried Storm Spirit last night. 5 nulls, Arcane Blink.
Yep.
25 minutes in, I used 1100 mana to go from Fountain to Fountain. It took 9.5 seconds at the level 12 talent, level 12 ability, so level 2 in the ultimate.
Yeah.
And you actually kill anyone with less than 1500 health instantly. So, for those that want really dirty pub strats, play Storm Spirit offlane, you build 5 Null Talismans, and you build the Arcane Blink, and the Arcane Blink should be ready at 25 minutes, and then you dive their fountain over and over again. You're all welcome.
You've just ruined all the pubs for everyone watching this right now.
I'm not the only one doing it. That's the worst part. And I like this. Back to the draft. We did talk about the Hoodwink.
Okay,
That's a
fair
cool
enough.
pick. I don't know if it's been changed enough for it to matter. I think it's going to play the same way.
Fair
But
enough.
Shadow Fiend has a huge Axe Shard upgrade.
That fear.
It now applies Fear, yeah.
Oh. That's gonna be pretty good, especially to just casually save the egg, as well. Just naturally there, you've got your ult and you've got your shard to protect that egg. You've got a good team fight as well here, so that's pretty nice. And actually, you said before Prophet is kind of being positioned as a position 5 here, but do you think QX might try and sneak it as a position 1?
I mean, you definitely could. I said the reason it was more likely to be a plus 5 is because the Nature's Call talent is very strong, and you don't get as much reward as a carry as you do at plus 5. Because if you're split pushing as a plus 5, they have to commit 3 heroes to kill your support. And at that point, you laugh in their face and say it's worth it.
Suckers.
But if a carry does it and they come kill the carry, you could kind of justify the amount of resources it would use to get
you're
that
pulling
kill.
carry. But full pick here. Yes, I like this. This is some good stuff. New technology coming out. Venge is going to be here. Venge with a little bit of reworks in these picks. Man, it's good stuff.
I love how like new technology. This is like the oldest tech I've seen. This is like 2014 Dota.
New
and
technology
it's become new again. The old is new. It's back.
That's right. It's retro.
But I love this. Like we obviously talk about upgrades every time a new hero gets picked. Like the shards, the ags, talent changes. Vengeful Spirit has a stun that not only will now bounce twice, but also has a Pierce Spell immunity talent and a damage talent attached to it.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of nutty. Like, Venge now mid to late game is actually going to be useful.
Sweet. That's going to be all good. Doesn't just have to buy Ags to save everybody else. Can actually function in team fights. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they combo with the Shadow Fiend as well. It's leading me down the rabbit hole of thinking Shadow Fiend is playing carry. And they're not going raises, they're going auto attack damage.
Oh, not that build. Oh, I thought that build would be gone, but hey, sure, why not? Why not? If it works, it works.
The dumb thing is, I actually think it's a better way to play Shadow Fiend right now. I know you're going to hate me for it, but if you have a negative armor talent with
Necromancy,
like you're gonna Presence of the Dark Lord, see the Wave of Terror from the Venge. He hits for pure damage, and he hits for like 250 at 10 minutes. It's insane.
On the bright side here, QX are playing a super fast draft then.
That is true. We've seen the one thing they fault is that late game execution. Their early games always are solid. The other side is Burmese ghouls have some great tools to slow it down. You've got the roll, you've got Hoodwink, you've got the Tiny Avalanche. Hell, Enchantress stealing a creep could annoy you enough to actually slow down these pushes.
Sweet. Well, things to go about. Final picks coming in. Team QX. I mean, if it's a carry Shadow Fiend, what do you need? I guess mid here?
Yeah, it's either they need a mid, or they need an off lane and they run the carry Prophet.
Yeah.
You could run an off lane Prophet too, actually.
The classic Seb.
I want to see them run Mars. I think Mars Phoenix is just, it's like the dumbest strat. You put the arena on the egg and they can't hit it. Like,
That's pretty
a
good.
toddler could figure this one out.
Alright, we'll see if they figure this out and pick it up themselves. And so far, Burmese Schools hasn't taken the bait yet. Do they get... Who gets final pick here? Burmese gets final pick here, so they can't
Burmese
steal the
final
Mars. But TA
So-
Void. Yeah.
I like the TA.
Cool,
Man,
okay.
I think TA is just as strong as it was last patch. You had a -1 refraction charge at 25. We talked about the attack range now being stagnant, like not having that 1.5
Percentage.
times. So it does lead to building a bit more naturally. Like you don't change your build if you pick up a Grove Bow now. You are just always going to go Dragonlance, Deso, Blink, BKB, and then whatever flex item you want from there. Have some fun.
Sweet. Well, fun is going to be QX. Mars on the board. Mars is there, but QX don't go the way you think they're going to go. Because so far, Shadow Fiend Venge, Phoenix as well, I don't think you could have picked this draft at the start here.
Maybe if you asked me 5 years ago, I would have got this draft like nailed down to a T. But you're right. Like this is a new. Oh, it's a new draft by bringing back old heroes.
Alright! The
They
oldest
pulled
hero
up-
there is. But potentially,
up
we're going to see your
TI2.
strat though, as well. Does he go magic?
Oh, the problem with that is like you have a Fury, on who's going to go the attack damage build. So you have Presence of the Dark Lord that's really good, and you've obviously
Yeah.
the Wave of Terror. It's like there's a lot of physical DPS, and like with all that negative armor, it would actually make sense to just build normally.
That's kind of sad, but for what it's worth, this is a very well-rounded, if not classic draft here, and Burmese Ghouls, they probably just need, I'm assuming a mid themselves, unless they want to put Pango mid here and just get a different offlane to pressure to jug here. Razor is still in the pool.
I think you do need a natural mid, because right now... Oh, there's
wow.
a Windy.
Okay.
I mean, we talked about it. All the physical damage in the world.
Yeah.
Win Run,
Dodge
which
it
now
all.
has the undispellable portion of it attached to the Ags. So if she
Sweet.
gets the Ags, it could be a huge upgrade there. And just generally had a decent patch around the board, like a lot of upgrades. The Gale got nerfed, the Ag Shard, but everything else is kind of positive for her.
Sweet. Well, okay, two kind of crazy drafts here. Do you want to pick a team?
Oh, no, not really. These are great drafts. Like,
That's good.
honest, I could see both of them working really well. I do think Burmese should have a slight edge because they've got tools to deal with the Phoenix, they've got tools to deal with the split push, and I don't know how you actually stop win range. I think win range is going to be the big X factor here for Burmese Schools.
And as much as we were hyping on about Snickos playing carry and Reincarnation maybe going back to mid, QX don't care about that. 50-0, he's playing carry jug. We got Garn back in the mid on the Shadow Fiend, and enemies back in the offlane as well. But it's not exactly how we thought, these heroes would kind of pair up the players.
I mean, at the end of the day, if they're comfortable playing these heroes, let them play these heroes. It's
That's a pretty good score.
It's not out of the realm of possibility having 10 years of Dota experience that you can play different roles.
Yeah, fair enough. I was looking at Garn's stats. His last game on Shadow Fiend was 13-5-21, and he won it. Dominated in it. So, hey, that's a lot of confidence to have. I'm excited to see it. I want to see some explosive plays. I want to see some Shadow Fiend builds, because, I mean, Magic Shadow Fiend and Physical Shadow Fiend both got buffs, right, in the patch.
Yeah, I don't know if either of them got changed enough for it to matter. I think the Shard is a big upgrade. And I don't know why the Requiem of Souls now has magic resistance attached to it.
That's
Like,
the one,
it's
yeah.
a deep. Like, why? Why does it need that?
Just because it wasn't good enough to have fear, burst damage, and just an AoE around it. Just magic resistance. Why not? It makes people pick Shadow Fiend like now. It makes people 5-man smoke into jungle here, know that Enlighten's coming up, and just run from him. Get a dive from Snickers. It's going to be cancelled a little short, but Reincarnation does get the stun. And a spin on top. We get the first blood, and QX are already on the board.
Yeah, in a nice fashion too. I'm not sure if Burmese Ghouls respected the fact that this is the new meta. You just have 5 people sitting on a high ground, and you just hope for the best. Hope someone comes to D-Ward or put some observers down and just destroy them.
Well, paid off already, and we got some gold on the team. That's going to be great for Shadowfiend. That's like a bottle to start off this lane as well.
I think it's 1 creep. After you get first blood, you get 2 runes, you need 1 creep on top of that, and you get bottle.
Well, 50-0, chase him down. Snicko's going to be there. X and White is waiting on the high ground. Going to jump down, surprise everybody, and still steal the rune on the Phoenix and run away. Doesn't die, so he's just baiting this and able to walk away from this and fly away to safety. So far, 2 runes apiece, and Reincarnation is going to chase down the Pangolier.
He needs to be careful though, because X never like wins this. And you've got the Hoodwink coming across the body blocks.
Nice blocks. Ooh, nice bushwhack. And we're just going to slowly, take him down. Fairy Fire's going to be used a little bit early stun on the Pangolier, and there's no creeps to suicide too, so Hoodwink gets a free kill.
Yeah, a bit of an overextension there for Reincarnation. Unfortunately, it happens a lot. You get first blood and you just try to harass just a bit too much, and you get punished for it quite heavily.
Well, top lane, enemy is punishing KZ. We're going to miss our dive, but we're just trying to keep this tiny back and wail into him. With the Blight Zone already picked up and its high base damage, this should be a pretty good lane for Profit.
I mean, any lane's pretty much a good lane for Profit. Like, look at these. Look at what you can do with the Treants.
Very well.
Like, yes, they do a bit less damage early on, but it still means that you can just use them as a health sink. You can just use them to tank all the spells.
Yeah, and control this lane. Lydon isn't exactly able to do much about it because the camp isn't able to be there. He doesn't have any points yet in any skills. I think he wants Enchant, but if he gets low enough, I'm sure he's going to go for Nature's Attendant. And so far, the early effectiveness of Enchantress isn't coming into play here. There's just too much for him to deal with.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they didn't block the hard camp, so he actually gets to have these Satyr Tormentor come in, and Snickos could die here if they body block him well enough.
No, he's already died, so yeah, just chase him. Hit him, and he is dead. Okay, alive for now, but yeah, he'll be beaten down with the club. Taken out. Now, Nenemy's by himself too, so they just go instantly for him. Gonna get the blast from the shockwave coming on in. Now, Lydon's doing the work, and with the Treants showing around him, he's just dead with a quick old double kill. As soon as I doubt in Lydon for a second, he just ends up with a double kill.
This is gonna sound really dumb, but
Yeah.
I think the Satyr Tormentor is currently broken. I think his attack speed is procced the wrong way. I think he attacks quicker and then has the slow cooldown on the tail end. I don't know. They didn't change it in the patch notes, but it definitely did just feel like that. Bot lane, by the way.
Oh, action in as we do get the kill on the Reincarnation, which means 50-0 doesn't have a spin anymore. He's already used it and going to be running back himself as Hoodwink will chase him down. The X and White is going to survive. 50-0 going to be moving forward, but as soon as we go bottom, in top, another kill comes in as Enlighten is put on down top as a little bit of vengeance from Snickos.
And I like what they're doing here. Like, yes, you punish, you get the kills on Enchantress, but you stick around too long, and Enlighten does die for that. And now, the age-old technique of using your supports as bottle couriers.
It's a tactical feed to refill the bottle. You know, it's a strategy, man. It pays off.
Oh, wow.
Except it does leave Jug by himself bottom, and he does die because of it.
Yeah, and they just bursted him down. They hit all of the spells basically at once, and he went from 40% health to 0 instantly.
And
I like
Snicko's
this from
been
X Never Light so far.
In line and chasing him down, Snicko is going to be able to survive, but we're already getting some good old dominance from Burmese Ghouls already. They're able to farm up the jungle because they get another Satyr creep, or they can just rotate onto Garn in the mid lane and try and kill when he's half HP with no mana.
Yeah, and they are going to be able to use...
And one, looking for the shackle, does get it. Nice little blast coming out, just so quick. As soon as you go behind that creepy dead, Snickos does TP on in, but does he have dive? 6 seconds away, has to be careful, and I'm pretty sure there's a shockwave in a couple seconds. M just going to be trying to slow him down, but he should be able to get away, unless we get a nice power shot from N1. Doesn't connect with the Phoenix, but still it's gone dead. Snickos getting pressured, and these lanes really going Burmese Ghoul favored.
Yeah, and they're expected though. They are picking lane dominators, 52-0 by the way. He's in a bit of trouble. They have the slows. Do they have the stun?
No, Bushwhack isn't off cooldown yet, and the pull was complete, so it's all good. They get force them back and give a little bit of space back to 52-0 to farm. So I guess that's a small win, but Real Pango is getting a lot of farm. But the big winner... Okay, hold on for a second, as Neverlight will be stunned to the face, get very low without a mana. They maybe a little aggression? No, he's going to take a little bit of punishment from the creeps, as Enlighten isn't going to give me a chance to talk about an enemy because he's just going to be fighting about Snickos and keeping away all these blocks, stealing these creeps and pressuring up just as a solo army man and force. And bottom lane, we're going to be trying to spin on Neverlight to get the kill there too, as we don't have enough mana on the bench to get anything done back, so there's no stun yet, and with the box coming in and the wand can't be used, he's going to lose his own life.
Yeah, and I can't believe Neverlight's still in this lane. Like, what a madman. He has had 200 health or less for about a minute, and he can't be punished. As long as he has mana, he can use that swashbuckle to get away from the Juggernaut. And this has always been the matchup. It's always been incredibly hard to actually harass someone out as Jug.
Yeah.
Mid lane, by the way.
Everyone's here. Everyone's here for the party. The troll is just standing around the tower. They're going to try and get the bushwhack onto Garn as their main target here, but Reincarnation is going to use all the regen he's got to keep him here. Raze is going to actually at least keep the creeps back for now. They're going to get an arrow to break that self, so at least Shadow Fiend is a little bit low here, but all the resources are forcing in QX to come mid, and Reincarnation chained to a tree is going to lose his life first, and now it's a 2v3 as the XP on these supports are really coming in big. Enchantress level 4, Phoenix level 2.
Yeah, and Venge is only halfway to 3 right now, and if you look at Hoodwink, he would be level 4 if he ever showed up to a lane to actually get farm.
He doesn't need
That's
it, man.
all from kills.
Yep, 203 already, and the solo lane bottom is fine as numbers-wise, it is still looking alright for QX. This Prophet lane top is great, 13 denies already, but Tiny is already pulling ahead. Mid lane, Garn's been able to get some farm, but I'm pretty sure it's because of small camps that he's been bursting and coming back to, but he is keeping up. And even 520, he's been able to farm while Enlighten is using his creep to pressure up this mid tower.
Yeah, and I like what he's doing here. He's just pushing over and over again, like you said, but he's actually making it so Garn feels a bit too comfortable.
Double shackle. We got a bushwhack, we got a shackle, we got a focus fire, and DD means nothing as he's dead. Reincarnation does get a stun back onto this Hoodwink, but he runs away, and this tower between the skeletons and the damage burst and damage buff isn't going to be enough as they do actually find Hoodwink. See a little bit of vision there, actually was, yeah, oh, hello. It's that River Ward vision that never got changed.
Yeah, I do like the ward as well. I mean, at the end of the day, you still lost your mid laner. Like, I don't think Burmese ghouls care. Like, yes, you killed the Hoodwink. I believe Hoodwink was on a streak as well. No, he wasn't, because he got the assists. So yeah, it was only 200 gold, and you gave it to the one hero on your team that's having a decent time, so an enemy's going to have to do a lot of work here.
Oh, Enlighten has spent so much time in the jungle here, just farming camps, pushing towers, being annoying. Snickos, you're already using the dive, the box is going to be there, not good enough, and one's going to be here for the shackle to keep Shadow Fiend back, so Enlighten can walk away and heal up if he wants. Reincarnation's going to be here for stun. Enlighten stays close enough, slows down Snickos, and he's just playing with his life. One far raise might be enough to kill him, but Garner's going to be chasing him, should be in the range of him, and Hoodwink is going to save him, so he just walks away.
That's a sick play. And you force 3 in here. It's not like they're using just the supports to distract Garn. They're distracting Stickos. They're distracting Reincarnation. And yes, it's only a 1k net worth lead, but right now the momentum, it just feels like Burmese ghouls just have control of the map.
They do. Meet again, though. Just as soon as Garn feels a little bit safe to farm Reincarnation and Stickos, the supports have spent so much time mid on the side of QX just defending this Shadow Fiend, and I'm pretty sure Phoenix... Ooh. If that bushwhack landed, maybe it would be a kill, but they want to go for Hoodwink instead, burning through with the fire, gonna get more fire spirits on him, try and burn him down with the wave of terror. Should be enough, and he knows it, as Phoenix will die, and actually, it's not enough? No.
How they get them both out, that's insane. Like,
That should
they're
not
getting away with murder on Burmese ghouls right now.
Hell yeah, and, I mean, the biggest benefit of all is this Pangolier bottom. He's been able to get this tier 1 tower by himself, he's had so much farm and XP. It's just Neverlight's been given the easiest game possible at this point. In top lane, they're going to finally go for an enemy. He's going to TP out in front of you, going to keep him safe, but he's going to go all the way back to base, and K7 is given the freedom to farm this lane, and again, Enlighten is forcing so much pressure onto him, just as the Enchantress are going to be running away without the control they've got. They're going to get body blocks from Snickos. K7 is still there. They're going to put the Wrath of Nature on top of him, and he's finally going to be dead out of it, but K7 actually gets a, almost kill out of it. Reincarnation on the back, web terror is going to be there. Group Hoodwink is going to keep him alive for now, and N1 making a journey up top with the TP will find himself the Venge. Shackle on top, and a power shot in a couple seconds. Yep, that's another kill for Burmese, and you did only lose Enlighten out of it.
Yeah, and once again, it's not even about the trades, it's not even about the kills, the deaths, etc. It's just about wasting the time of QX.
Yep, as Gun is going to be found too. Oh man, Sprout almost trapped Wind Ranger in, but yeah, they're just wasting all the time. They're just running around getting kills, and that seems to be exactly what the draft is built on, and they're getting it done, and suffocating, really, Gun and everybody else too.
Yeah, and it's only going to get more insane. N1, by the way, he only has a Javelin, and he's doing that much damage to these cores.
He's not with a DD too.
Oh, that's juicy. Did he let the... I believe there's like an Arcane Rune or something that despawned there.
No.
Like, I'm insane.
Maybe a little, but 52-0 trying to Omni Slash the Pango as he rolls away. Still, he doesn't have spin, so he has to do something about it. Run away, TP out. He will make it as he's kept out of his jungle again, as Pangolier just going to take control of the bottom. Top side is the only camps you can farm again. He's just trying to get this Yules up, as Reincarnation is going to help him do it by standing by his side.
Yeah, and I like what they're doing. They need levels. Like, right now, you're looking at Snickos, he's only level 5. That's with the Tome. Reincarnation, he only just hit 5 as well, and he's not going to get any extra XP here.
2-0. Farming, stun on Pangolier. Spin is going to be done, though, and yeah, N1 knows it, so in we go. Pop that focus fire. Do we have Omni Slash? Yeah, we do, but we do have the Wind Run just being held long enough, but it will get a little bit of damage off, and with Power Shot, he's going to blow himself up in the air. The Raptor Nature coming in, but he does get 52-0 out of it. Sickos does actually die top, as K7 does make the rotation there, but Nalana going to be working on the reincarnation, which means Gun in a very awkward spot, as he does not have his Requiem. Can't exactly save him, and now he's going to run himself as Pango. 4 seconds for Swashbuckle, 3 seconds for Shield Crash, and a hiding Shadow Fiend. He does survive as they give on up on him, but still, it is more heroes going down. 3-for-1 trade in the end, but Wind Ranger, a big target, did die.
Yeah, I mean, grabbing the Wind Ranger is huge. It's still 16-5. Like, we haven't really talked about it. We keep mentioning the kills, we keep mentioning how Burmese ghouls are playing the map, but they are truly killing everywhere, and their items aren't ready yet. Like, you're seeing K7 building towards the Shadow Blade, the Maelstrom for N1 as well.
No control to keep in line in the egg, but spins doing a lot of damage, and maybe enough damage to get a kill, but actually Avalanche toss as soon as he lands, and actually going to pin him up and get more damage out of it, so he does die instead. What? Oh, and why might die here? Sunray stun comes out, slow coming from Untouchable, but it's not going to be enough to keep him Untouchable's Reincarnation will turn to a double kill for K7, who casually is 304 and top net worth.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was about to say an enemy could keep that up himself, but he's actually going to get away. Wow.
That's why.
N1 didn't want to use the focus fire, didn't want to waste it, but he would have been able to get the kill on the Nature's Prophet there.
Well, that's one good thing to come out for QX for a while, so I was going to be happy. The Witchblade is picked up and enemies back to farming and gone. I mean, he's given a little bit of space, so his Yules is complete now, so maybe they can get some pressure on the map, but they will have to wait up the egg for 60 seconds, though, and they will probably have to wait for Jug to... he's got Falcon Blade, he's got Maelstrom, so he's going to be farming up a little bit in a bit, but they just beeline for him, try and find him out, force the spin out of him early, but it's all about that pressure. That's all they care about.
Yeah, and the worst part is they just made stacks, like, or just the one rather, but like, he's not going to be able to get them. He's going to TP top, and now all of a sudden he's up in the top lane with no way of getting out. Speaking of K7,
I don't know if we can get a kill swap back in. He's going to Yules into Requiem, and is enough damage yet? No, Avalanche does come off. Hoodwink is going to be here. Shadow Fiend is stuck in the sky, and both of them just die.
I don't want to say disaster level gameplay, but that unfortunately just doesn't work out for them at all. And they might even lose Snickos here if they're not careful.
He should have died. Should be able to fly away, and yep, Guru Shackle, Omni Slash has been committed straight away, get the free kill and run away, hopefully, dive on through, doing a little work. Snickos has probably given up his life just a little bit, but Egg's going to be forced on out, but they go back to hitting it, so just crack that Egg and see what more you can get, as 53 is going to be chasing you down with the spin. Ready to go, but you got to be careful, he uses the focus fire, it's just going to be pumped on out, Maelstrom's going to be there, but spin versus focus fire at this point, as we disconnect, we run on in, as now Neverlight is going to disarm both of them, and we're moving in for more. Stun comes out, heal is going to be enough for healing ward to keep him alive for now, but a swap back on in to get away. Okay, so disconnect, power shot isn't going to be enough, and the swap, the juking for 50-0, he walks back on in thinking he has a crit damage to kill the Pangolier, but he loses life, but they get 2 massive kills out of it.
Yeah, and now they're starting to catch back up. They're keeping this game alive, and right now, we talked about it in draft, we highlighted an enemy, and this man is single-handedly keeping his team intact.
Mm-hmm. Keeping that goal lead in, getting that BKB, pushing these towers, keeping that map impact, and as soon as you push bottom, in comes an enemy, just slowing down your push. But K7, DD Shadowblade, he wants blood here.
I don't even think he needs the DD to remain. Yeah, he's just going to get the kill that way.
Sprout just chucks a tree over the trees and crushes them with nature. But maybe return kills. I don't know. Reincarnation going to get away with territory. Have 2 visions off, but they can't commit too hard as Wood is catching out all this information. N1 is watching. The vision on the other side is actually catching them out too. And Reincarnation trying to deal Ward is just going to lose his life instead.
Yeah, and now they have to be worried. They have to like do that full back out recovery. All the while, I believe an Ag Shard's coming out for K7. So if he manages to get that now, they could probably take this tier 2 tower bot.
Sentinel taking up the damage, Pangolier watching on defense, N1 is, just casually looking for more kills as Maelstrom BKB is going to be his iron build, and Garn is going to be shackled, but not connected with. Okay, survives another day, but he knows that they're looking to kill him if he shows, and Snickos, he's not going to be farming too much. He's just got to sit behind the Shadow Fiend to keep him alive, and they use that time to take that tier 2 bottom.
Yeah, and for literally no punishment. And mid lane, they found someone.
It's 52-0, does get a spin, does use Yule's defensive lane with the Sunray. You will be alive, but this is... It's risky, it's costly. It's costing 50-0 time for him to hit creeps, and that net worth is creeping away. Both Pango, both Wind Range are getting closer, and the supports are creeping up on the cause on the side of Burmese Ghouls.
Yeah, and speaking of cause, we were talking about the way you could play Nature's Prophet, whether it's a 3, a carry, a 1. He went 15 minutes on the dot, Aghanim Shut. So he has that Sprout with the extra trees. It's going to mean that they can't really use their spells to get out of these sprouts without spawning more.
Cool. Well, hopefully that's going to be enough to slow them down, because they need time. Really time to defend here, as they're just going to keep this midway pushed in. Maybe attempt Roche if they want, I don't know. But as soon as that BKB is up, they're going to be strong. But it seems Burmese Ghouls, they have complete control of the game. And really, QX, what are they really fully waiting for here? They've got Blink coming out from Shadow Fiend, but Jug at this point, he's still farming Maelstrom.
Yeah, I think it's Jug plus BKB on an enemy right now. So, like, you get the Blink on Shadow Fiend, you get the BKB on the Nature's Prophet, and that way you can take these fights. Unfortunately for them, like, Burmese Ghouls are not only going to have the Aegis, but they're actually, like, they're hitting all their timing windows pretty much perfectly.
Yeah. Roche in, Roche done. 2 lives on this tiny. Level 15, probably just going to be level 16 off and almost there, and yeah, okay, 2 lives in, as 50-0 is at least going to be able to farm, and I'm guessing going to spin this wave, and an enemy. He's getting those jungle creeps, so that BKB will be coming in, but this is going to be 1 power spike.
They found Jug! They found Jug!
They can't find Jug. Oh, no. Roll spin. Could be able to get out. He's good. 50-0 does make his way out. Forces them in. Gives a couple extra seconds. But Snickos, I don't think he gets the same treatment.
No, sir, he does not. And it's an unfortunate occurrence for Burmese Ghouls. They didn't combo their stuns just a bit well enough. The Hoodwink went a bit too early. But when you get a kill across the map, I don't think you're really phased. Especially with this tier 2 getting chunked down now.
Do you think this is the first game we're going to see the Boots of Bearing from Enchantress?
I was thinking that. I think he'd be really good on Enchantress. Yeah. And he hasn't got boots yet.
Maybe. But maybe not kill first. I don't know. We'll see what we can do at this point. Tree's going to go in. No way to control. Centaur is just giving all the vision into control. And with everything... Yep. There's just no chance. No chance as we're in your base. Hitting a tier 3. An enemy is at least hitting this tier 2 bottom with Garn. As a tag team of friendship is going to be trying to move faster than the entire force of Burmese Ghouls at this point, as tier 3s will go. Your racks will be slowed down by Fire Spirits, but you're still going to hit them just as fast. Except Shadow Blade damage from Pangolier diving through. Got to be careful about the avalanche as you dive in just to die. As you're literally throwing bodies to slow down Burmese Ghouls at this point.
Yeah, and the worst part is an enemy, he doesn't actually have a way of stopping the Wind Ranger from chasing.
He can run around the trees. And bait out, the biggest bait ever. Oh no. Yes? An enemy? An enemy? What?
Yeah,
what is going on?
Coming back.
So I'm going to... Is he actually going to get tier 3 out of this? Glyph being forced, bottom lane's going to be going. Omni Slash comes out. This is the biggest bait of all as they got to kill Neverline. Now they're going to move on forward because an enemy, he just pulled back. Going to be broken, going to be tossed, going to be killed. Maybe with the shackle, I don't know. He's in the sky, but he's finally dead. Die back on an enemy, moving forward with Razor, trying to kick them all out. Almost got a tier 3 to the name, and now Snickers and the lower ground is going to pop that egg off because that's the only thing you can do to survive a little bit longer. Garn using himself in the air means he survives instead of the combination from K7, but he is just dead in the end as 52-0 is spinning away, but how far can he get as Venge cannot swap into safety and he is just running, he is going, he is trying to get back to any form of safety, but he's dead too as we are about to crumble. The bottom racks, maybe the top racks, or GG is just going to be called.
Yeah, honestly, Garn, you blinked in, you accidentally used yourself. I would have called the GG before they killed me. You have the dieback on an enemy, we talked about it, he's the only player that had all that farm. He goes down twice there. I don't know if you're ever going to recover, and QX, they agree with us, and they just pack it in.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, but a good, fun performance from Birmingham Schools. All their lanes went well. They had a great time playing it, it seemed. Just kills after kills running around the map. Enlighten on that Enchantress just was amazing. Always just everywhere, pressuring up camps, make sure you couldn't go to the jungle. They just had everything Team QX was trying to do down packed. They were just reading them like a book.
Yeah, and honestly, I love that. Seeing Enlighten, he's one of the first players I've seen play the Enchantress, and he showed the strength of it. It was so dominant in two of those lanes, the top and the mid lane, and it honestly felt like he just made the cores have a free game. He just made it so they didn't have to worry about ganks, didn't have to worry about rotations, because this Enchantress was always coming to them.
Yeah, well, that's game one. A pretty quick game one. I mean, sometimes that's a good thing. Really, if you're losing a game and it's just a GG, you're like, yeah, let's go game 2. We're done. We need a different draft, or let's go back to game 2, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be something we look at. Maybe you need to change your drafting style a bit. That old school draft just didn't work, unfortunately.
Well, let's get some new technology in for game 2 that's coming up after this break. we are back. Almost done for game 2 coming up. Game 1 was rough. It was unfortunately rough. Team QX tried their hardest. An enemy did his best in that offlane to deny and take as much farm as he possibly can to keep him in the game. But other than that, QX just kind of got roundhouse kicked by Burmese ghouls in every single one of the lanes.
Yeah, it just goes to show the innate knowledge that Burmese ghouls have. Like, they're used to these type of drafts. They've been playing against them for years, and obviously it lost it. They didn't come back to the meta for quite some time, but you don't just forget how to play against these styles. The one hero I want to point out, though, Vengeful Spirit. We hyped it up. We hyped up the Ags rework, and unfortunately, he went 1-11, and I didn't really feel any impact from the Venge at all this game.
You know, he had a few stuns, had a few Wave of Terrors, had one swap into a Requiem that kind of lit a little bit wary. It wasn't exactly as smooth as it could be, but other than that, it wasn't exactly the best showing of the Venge. I'm sure the Venge hero itself is going to be interesting in gameplays, but maybe it's about the rest of the draft that enables the Venge here. Maybe the Phoenix isn't exactly the hero you want to pair up with it.
I mean, on paper it should be good, right? You've got the save with the swap, you've got the stun to slow down the egg. It should work with SF, it should work with Jug as well. I don't know if it was an execution issue. I don't know if the hero's like just not good in the meta. But for Team QX, they have to just go back to the drawing board. I don't think they can run that style of draft back. And
I mean, out of all the roles for offlane Prophet, like, I know an enemy did as good as he could in that role, but is it viable? Like, I know people have tried to play it, but that seems typically how Prophet games go. He has a good lane, he gets a whole bunch of farm, but the rest of the team can't exactly, you know, feel the impact of it.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with that was, it wasn't like they didn't feel the impact. Everyone else got collapsed on so hard that when he tried to rotate and save these lanes, he was getting 3v1 because his core was running away, and etc, etc. I think offlane Prophet is still fine. I don't know if Witchblade is the item to go. I don't know if it's an Orchid Rush. That could be a bit better.
Cool.
That way you can actually rotate and help stun, help slow down, and actually secure these kills. Because Witchblade's really just a offensive solo pick-off style item.
Yeah, it seems more mid-focused, or maybe even carry Prophet. But when you're offlane, you need that impact. And I guess if your carry is a Jug, maybe that's going to be a little bit difficult. As 50 tried to make it work. He seemed to go a little bit greedy with his build as well, though. Double Ray, Phase Boots, and Falcon Blade before he got his farming item.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Like, it was a lot of stats for a lane that he wasn't winning anyway. Like, I think against the Pango, you're not going to get kills with spin. You just can't. You're not going to trade the 1v1 very well because he has the lucky shot and he has the damage resistance from the shield crash. And even if you ulti him with the Omni Slash, you're not going to kill him and he's just going to jump away, which is normally the case. You get the ulti and then you spin on top of them.
Yeah.
You can't do that because it's a Pango.
It's good stuff. Easy to go, but I mean, so far we do need a little bit of positives here. And I know the Shadow Fiend wasn't exactly explosive in the mid lane, but he had 3 heroes constantly in that lane. Maybe if your side lanes were a little bit stronger, Gun would have a better 1v1 matchup. It'll be a little bit closer between both him and N1.
I think it looked good for Garn. There was 2 questionable Yulceptor plays. One of them at the very end of the game, I feel like, was desperation. But one of the times he actually did Yules up the Tiny and didn't manage to get the combo off in time. So maybe it was a bit of rust. Like, it's very hard to just jump into something like a Shadow Fiend or OD and just have that combo down packed, especially the Yules combo when you're trying to do it frame perfect.
Yeah. Well, game 2 is going to come up here, and we'll see if the drums are going to be frame perfect too, as Burmese Ghouls still banning up that Beastmaster, but it seems like they're happy to ban the Beastmaster, but they'll still go jungle. Like, that Enchantress was pretty hot. It made so much moves, and those creeps were really effective as well. That Sator was so good with the shockwaves, the trolls with the ensnares. Every single thing that Lion got was just really impactful.
Yeah, honestly, I still don't know what it is. It's the auto attack speed or something on these creeps just feels off. It feels too strong, and like you said, it made fights very easy. Especially level 2 enchant lasts for 60 seconds now. You can use that, and then you can use the second cooldown on the offensive heroes, slow them down, get on top of them. We didn't really see that many stun creeps coming through, but it didn't feel like they needed them.
They had enough stuns. They had both Bushwhack into Shackle, or Shackle into Bushwhack. Hoodwink was always next to Wind Ranger, and no one could get away.
Yeah, it's just a great combo. Honestly, we didn't sing the Hoodwink pick enough. We were talking about like how they played well, etc. Hoodwink dominated. He was like 2-0-4. They had 6 kills in the game, so he had 100% kill participation. Like, he threw away a couple deaths here and there, but overall, he was at 24 kills, by far the highest on his team.
Nice.
For context, they had 35 kills. He was at a solid portion.
Ah, cool. Maybe that's first pick worthy again then. I mean, they left it in the 4th, but Hoodwink still feels pretty effective. Maybe, I guess maybe it is more situational. You need to be able to set up for this Hoodwink.
Yeah, that is true. And they've left things in like the Spirit Breaker, and in Burmese schools, they just take the Enchantress straight off the bat again.
Alright, Enchantress again, confidence. Yeah, why not? But QX, maybe they want to open a little bit differently than they went last time, maybe a bit more defensive supports. I don't know, it seems to be they need...
they need lane domination. I think Burmese schools played a bit too fast for him in the mid game, so like Team QX need to come in with an advantage. I kind of wouldn't mind seeing them go like Barra Grimstroke or...
That's true.
Tide PA, something like that. Like, just a lane domination duo.
Kind of one, but not. A lot of burst, a lot of pressure, a lot of mana regen, but not a lot of HP.
Have you played with the new CM by any chance?
Not yet. Is it good?
I think not. I've done a little play around with it, and the new Arcane Aura is very, very strange. Like, it does what it normally did, but now it gives like an extra 24 mana every time you use a spell. Like, on paper that sounds just like a pure buff, but it just doesn't do anything. Right? It just doesn't give any more mana, because how often does this CM spam in fights?
Okay. I'm surprised by the Prophet, but I'm loving the Axe as well. Like, Axe isn't going to care about 24 extra mana on the CM. He's just going to cut him down.
True. I wouldn't even hate to see them run the Axe into the Furion.
Oh, yeah.
Because it could be a Furion CM lane, and that sounds like the most free Axe game I've ever seen.
How are you liking the new Axe, though? Battle Hunger's changed to physical, gives, what, extra armor, I'm pretty sure, as well, and culling blades. So Axe is now permanently scaling, as Axe needed to do, I guess.
Honestly, the physical damage change, no one cares about. Like, it's like, yeah, it's worse late game because people have more armor than they have magic resistance. But like, as far as damage goes, it feels exactly the same.
Fair enough.
The movement speed nerf is pretty harsh on Battle Hunger, but the slow is ridiculous. 35% slow at max level is dirty. And obviously, if you're facing him, it doesn't count, blah, 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 blah. And you want to get to it, you want to get to the armor stacking. Most axes are getting like 7-8 culls per game, and that's usually about 20 armor. That's like getting a free plate mail plus a chain mail.
Yeah.
It's like 2,000 gold for free.
Like, why? Why did he need that?
Why not, honestly? The hero is garbage. The hero is just not, like, close to unplayable levels of trash. And, like, we have some of the best Dota plays of all time on Axe. I feel like
that's true.
You always want Axe to be viable because you always want to have someone scream out, gets the call of his lifetime, and just go nuts.
Well, we might see a great call. We might get a great Echo Slam too, as well, if Burmese Ghouls want to double down.
I could. I think I want to see the Enchantress run at 4, though. Right. I think I'd really like to see Axe Enchantress as a lane. Io made it through the pool, however.
I've seen Carry Iris come back in the pubs.
Have you?
Yes.
Are they back?
Yes. People have been trying.
Have been winning, though. It's not about trying. Because I've seen Husker POS 5 get played. Doesn't mean it's good. Don't. It's PTSD levels of rage.
Okay, right. I will make sure that that's not played, but people are doing it, and it is a 52-0 hero as well, so if he's one of those support players that, you know, I'm going to play carry, but I'm going to play my support hero pool in the role. This kind of fits it.
That is true. I mean, the one downside is, like, currently they've got Nature's Prophet to tether with. Not a great tether. And CM. Arguably one of the worst tethers I've ever seen, because the movement speed's so bad.
Freezing
on CM.
Field plus the Io Shard.
Does it solo kill everyone? Is the question. It could work.
Potentially.
Again, I think you're going to be the supports, so like you're asking the 2 supports to get enough items to not die instantly.
That'd be good, hopefully, but you need your landing stage to go much better than game 1, I would say, to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need an enemy to win the lane again on the Furion, and they need to combo something with the Io, because they've now gone the Hoodwink as well. Like 2 more. We've seen what they can do with Enchantress, and we've seen what they can do with Hoodwink, and they've doubled down. The Axe combo is going to be even dirtier.
I'm liking it so far, and we actually get to see what they're going to be pairing up, and maybe they'll just show... I believe, didn't they show that N1 hero first? Or did they just go, hey, here we go? Oh no, it was Tiny. Which Tiny is not in the pool, so they're going to have to see something different from K7. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Tiny was in the pool, they would have picked it. They would have picked it where the Hoodwink was. Maybe even picked it in the first phase. It looks so easy, right? Like, K7 just had a free game.
No one could touch him. Prophet did at the start, but I guess if you don't have Tiny, you just kind of go Wraith King.
Yeah. And I don't know how I feel about Wraith King in this meta. He's been really struggling in a lot of games, and they've given him that buff with the skeletons. So, like, you will now always have max charges skeletons, because when they kill something, you get the charge. I genuinely think that they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to give Wraith King that kind of buff.
Well, they did it to make sure he's a little bit stronger, a little bit more exciting. It's always good to have the king of the game, but OD in response out of it too, and
I like
Axe,
this. It's a way of countering Axe.
Yeah.
And also it's a way of starting to push. Like they right now they need extra push because they've got the Furion, but we saw he wasn't able to actually get enough done. But now you're going to have the Meteor Hammer and you're going to have the OD ready to fight.
Oh, they need. They need a mid on both schools. I'm assuming they need a mid here as Axe. I don't think has been flexed. Hoodwink could play mid, maybe, if N1 is a specialist.
Could, but I don't think you need to, right? Like the mid hero pool right now is so open. Like, they can't ban all of them. They can't ban Lena, Quap Void, Spirit, Storm Spirit,
Ever Spirit.
and they're going to just ban the Rubik.
Good.
Where do they think
Their final pick must be it. It must be because of their final pick. But what's their final pick going to be? Is it going to be offlane or carry? Like, is probably just going to be carry here and they just go Tide Hunter? Or Mars?
I think you run the offlane Edge Prophet and you get something that actually combos with IO. Because right now they don't have an IO combo. Right. And it feels like a waste if you pick this ball of light and you don't have a buff hero. Which is why they banned the Gyro, it's why they banned the Razor. I wouldn't hate them running Medusa. I think that would actually work quite well for them.
Ooh. Okay, that's juicy. The final pick, Pugna.
Pugna vs OD is a very, very interesting matchup.
Yes.
Visage.
Yes. Wait. Yes. What?
Huh.
It's. I love Visage every single time I see it. It is going to be carry Visage, so it's more Dahak style in the end, which I'm cool with. But you wanted an IO partner. That's your technical IO partner.
Which is weird because at the moment, the way they've patched Visage, they've given Familiars more buffs, but they've made the actual hero weaker. Yeah. Like, anytime he used to get attack speed, now it's shared. Anytime he used to get health, now it's shared. All the talents have now become shared with your critters. I guess you could combo with OD, but this draft from Team QX, it's a lot of moving parts, and we saw last game when there was a lot of moving parts, they kind of just got picked apart by Burmese ghouls. They got these pickoffs left, right, and center.
I'm even looking at Disable. Like, you've got Frostbite, you've got Astral Imprisonment, and you've got the Bird Stun. And I guess Sprout, technically. But then the other side, again, it's Ray Fire Blast, it's Hoodwink with the Bushwhack, it's Axe with the Core, and you've got even 2 slows coming out from both Pugna and Enchantress.
Yeah, and Pugna's is great because it obviously stops the damage coming through. You can also put it on yourself to stop the Visage Familiars.
Ooh, one thing I don't also know is Gravekeeper Cloak. With the Life Drain, does Life Drain do tick damage to the cloak?
Tick damage, yep.
That's not good.
And I don't know if you've seen the new Ag Shard.
Oh.
But it's very hot. So when you put the Pugna Ward down, you can suck the Pugna Ward, and it splits. It's like, imagine like you create a path, like open path
like a
for
prison
everyone
thing,
around
yeah.
you. Yeah. You jump in and it just goes suck. The Turbo Suck 3000 just grabs all the heroes nearby. It's insane. It's funny to watch, and I'm thinking we're gonna see it.
Cool, I'm happy with that. I want to see that. I want to see crazy shit coming on the screen and really going out, but Game 2 here, QX, they've picked their kind of draft again. Just like Game 1, Game 2, it's their style, but is it enough? Because I like Burmese Ghouls just in almost every single aspect.
Yeah, I think the Burmese Ghouls draft is great for pushing, and it's great for punishing being solo. And like both of those things QX are going to struggle with. Like they're going to struggle to push themselves, and they're going to try and split the map, because they've got the Anemone, Nature's Prophet, and they've also got the Visage, who probably will go Ags.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Ags, Orchid, we've seen a couple go, ASOS, seen a couple go. Actually, well, yeah, I guess no one goes Helmet Dominator anymore on Visage, especially not carry Visage.
Yeah, I think the Orchid build is going to be huge. Orchid, Shadowblade, Ags, I would not be surprised to see it built in that order.
Cool. Ooh,
they're
Smoke
gonna
guns down. They're going to find 2. Neverlight's going to be there, but they're going to go for Enlighten as the easier kill. Grave Chill, no, we want Soul Assumption, so Visage can always get a kill. Fairy Fire is going to be used and gets high ground misses, so they have to commit a little bit further, but with another Soul Assumption, it's got no damage, but Reincarnation brings it and gets the first blood.
Yeah, I mean, good play from QX, and they actually, I believe, get the ward on the high ground here. That is a deep ward. I don't even know if you're going to get any value out of it.
You can see if they sack Ancients, I guess. Kind of.
That's true.
And it might have also been caught out by the ward that was already being placed earlier by Burmese Ghouls, so I'm not sure how long it even stays.
That's true, and they did get the D ward on the way out, by the way, so keep that in mind. It was actually, that's probably the biggest part of that, getting the D ward in the mid after the first blood, and we'll have to see if Enlighten, yeah, Enlighten went looking for it.
He got baited. He got baited, and that's why that deep water is even better. So they get the vision now for reals. But the laning stage is going to begin again. It is, in the end, going to be a Prophet IO lane as well as unlikely laning partners.
It's not too bad. Like, you're just an auto-attacking hero. You get that extra attack speed. And obviously, Nature's Prophet can dominate the lane without a support. So having a support that can stack, can rotate, can help the other lanes, it's not a terrible thing.
And I'm
However,
okay, I'm gonna get some damage on an enemy just a little bit, and Lion doesn't have creeps yet, so why not? And I'm assuming that Snickers is gonna change his build though.
Gotta hope so, is all I'm gonna say about that. Like, I don't think a Mjolnir IO is something I ever want to see.
Well, does he still have that attack talent? Yeah, 25. Should be pretty nice if we get that.
2 tethered units though, not to himself.
Ah. Well, you still get the Molny procs, so that kind of works out a little bit, I guess.
Surely not. It's gotta be a misclick. I gotta pray to Gaben that that's a misclick.
Well, let's see if he does answer your calls, as we are going to be waiting for K7 to reconnect, as top lane is kind of going exactly as it's meant to. CM's trying to contest Axe and Hoodwink, but CM does not have enough HP to safely do it.
Yeah, I mean, neither does Visage. They're going to have to rely on Soul Assumption a lot. Soul Assumption is a laning dominator. If you do damage, you can burst people. I think it's like max damage 280 at level 1. It's something insane.
Yep.
I could do the maths. What is it? 225 max damage, level 1.
That's pretty good.
Like, plus the base, 250. It's 250 level 1.
Yeah, and Hoodwink has, what, 542 HP. That's a lot of damage. And the cooldown is super low. It's only 4 seconds. So you can spam them out as long as you have that mana, and I guess that's kind of what CM does best.
That is true. I mean, CM has to get the Aura talent, and I don't believe you should go in at level 2, because going in at level 2 means that your lane is like, you're just admitting defeat. Because without that damage, you're just going to slow it down a lot.
Bottom lane, then we're getting a little bit lower as the Treants are fighting up this Enchantress. K7 is just farming up surrounding, going to get the regen back on the enemy to keep him in this lane, but the pressure is going to be mounting mid lane. As well, it's 5-3 so far to the 2-1 on N1. Garn having a much better time so far.
Yeah, as expected as well. It is an OD after all. And it's also a hero that you probably haven't played in a while. So like N1's probably getting used to the last hits again. Top lane, Reincarnation.
Oh, he's going to chase down, and okay, it's going to run out for now. Battle Hunger is not going to be there, but the movement speed advantage. It's 325 versus 310, so Neverlight is going to have to run and connect and slow him down again and chase him across the map just to get this one kill. He will tick out, but so does Snickos in the bottom lane.
Yeah, and that's a freebie, and now they might even look for more here because an enemy, they have the Wraithfire Blast. So I don't even know how they got the kill on Snickos without that Wraithfire Blast.
Well, they did kind of use the Hurricane there to help out. It was not
that's
the point.
true. The new Zephyr Hurricane.
They've kicked out an enemy completely, kept that farm going nicely, and so far Burmese Schools, a pretty good start overall for them, but it's a much better start for 52-0 on this Visage as well, as Reincarnation is forcing all this attention onto him. Visage coming across though, will have 1 point in Soul Assumption, 1 point in Grave Shield to slow down attack speed down, but Reincarnation, I think you might just tick out. No, you're fine, you're going to reach out a little bit back, and why? Could die, has to actually use a Fairy Fire to stay on in, and this aggression is big, but Enlighten is doing exactly what he did in game 1. This man is roaming at 3 minutes in.
Yeah, and this is the Enchantress special. Like, it feels like a lot of people have forgotten as they finally get Reincarnation top lane, just hanging around.
A little bit too long, yeah.
But people have forgotten. They've forgotten what Enchantress does, and that's ruin your lanes.
50-0, pin to the win with 2 points in Battle Hunger. It's enough as he is taken out as well. Supports are also fighting in the jungle. Snickos is, I think, trying to stack, or at least trying to zone out this Enchantress, but really the Ball of Light can't do much against this Enchantress who can literally just walk away.
Yeah, I mean, Enchantress is going to turn around, grab a creep, and probably start to kill Snickos here.
Oh.
He's waiting to find a good creep.
There's a Satyr. Pull it out, farm it out. Yeah, farm up your own gold as well on top of it. So even better if you don't want to make the rotations. As mid lane, N1 is getting small advantages going. He's going to unblock his small camp, so he gets that going well. And the stacks are already there by the Hoodwink too. So we've got the efficiency plays going from Burmese Schools already, which Axe, who now already got 1 kill, is starting to take control of this lane. The XP is there, the points in Battle Hunger and Spin is just adding up. And now CM, I mean, you can do that. He's got the point in the aura, so you get a little bit of mana back to cast it again. A little bit easier, but now you're caught again by this Hoodwink, by this Axe. Soul Assumption is a lot of damage. 2 seconds away, can you get a blast on Neverlight? He's going to be trying to juke away and not be in vision. You've only got to charge for a couple of seconds and can't see it. He survives, and it's now just Hoodwink doing the damage to him. Is Neverlight going to actually try and get on top of this Visage here? He's not leaving the lane. They don't have damage yet in Soul Assumption. Going to be trying to work the damage. Watch the blast, and actually Sam's going to get the TP back in with the blast back on Neverlight, but not more to do, as we do get one more right click off. It does get the kill, and Hoodwink is going to make it a double, but he loses his life for it.
Yeah, worth it. Honestly, getting that kill, getting him out of the lane, and he's got a TP in 5 seconds, so that's not the end of the world. But Reincarnation, he's trying to tank the creeps here to slow it down so that the Visage can get some level of levels and farm through. And it's just showing the desperation already from the side of QX.
Oh yeah, well, level 4 coming out, points going to go in, 2 points in Arcane Aura just to help this lane go a little bit better, as Snickos is in mid. I almost attempting to get that stun coming up, but Meteor Hammer isn't done yet, so we can't exactly get the kill yet, as level 6 is almost there on N1 as well, but so far 22-8. Gun isn't getting shut down, isn't getting zoned out, and he is being annoying, but again, that means an enemy is by himself under his tower. He's a prophet though, he can TP back, but it means Enlighten can also leave and go mid.
Yeah, and bot lane now, Snickos, he's getting dove here. I'm surprised K7 doesn't want the kill.
Yeah, well, an enemy's back, I guess. One good thing you got. Always gonna have a prophet in, but you have 3 heroes mid to again suffocate Gun.
And they're going to get him.
Are they just diving him on the tower? Or are they just doing this to be annoying and tilt him?
I think it's a bit of column A, a bit of column B, right? Like, they don't need to get the kill. They just need to push the lane. And, like, they've already got the tower down to 400 health.
Oh, and a suicidal tomato creep to give the extra attack speed. It's coming to effect. They've got it done. Tower's gone down. 6 minutes in. No deny this time for QX. And that mid tower's gone without really even needing the Pugner to help.
Yeah, that's the power of the Siege Creep plus the, what is it
Creep.
called, the Hellbear?
Hellbear, it's not Hellbear Smash. Well, hold on for 2 seconds as we're going to see Snickos go down. Oh, survive. Alright, just Survival Vision Orb's going to be there. As we get on back, Reincarnation going to get the ward back, but that means we're going to try and suck him dry and walking on into a line with the sensor already picked up some damage coming out from the Appendix, which means Io comes in to try and save him. Hoodwink was waiting there the entire time, and one kill turns into 2.
Yeah, and maybe even starting to push onto this tier 2, maybe even trying to kill the OD.
Oh. That's a lot of damage. Half HP. Meteor Hammer is literally like 100 gold away. It's just waiting on the courier. Got the recipe, just needs the other way, and now an enemy is getting wrapped upon. He is going to surround him in trees, and Hoodwink loves trees, as the Snick goes again. Flies on into the center of Stomp and turns 1 kill into 2.
Yeah, I don't want to say Save Your Friend Syndrome has completely enraptured Snickos, but it definitely feels like it right now. That's 2 deaths back to back, where he's just tried to save his support and now his core, and he's been instantly killed for it. If it does it a 3rd time, he's not going to have a game of Dota to play.
Never like though. He's doing the axe cut the wave thing, so he doesn't have to play against the Visage, so the Visage damage from the birds isn't really going to matter too much, as really 50-0 is going to TP back to base. Axe is going to get the wave out of here, but Visage at this point, he's got his boot, he's got power treads, he's going drums, and it seems like they want to be active super early on the bird.
It's not. I don't know if it's a want. I feel like it's a need. Garn's gonna get a kill, maybe.
No, because we've got some reinforcements again. Hoodwink waiting, always waiting and watching, stopping Garn in his tracks. Reincarnation. I don't know if you want to show yourself because these guys move faster than you think they do. Earn charges, damage come down. Tip actually on K7, who's doing stuff on the bottom lane. We can see that in a couple seconds as we're gonna miss our sharpshooter shot for the Hoodwink, but it doesn't even matter as really Neverlight is not going to stop as he's just chasing everyone down. Still chasing people down. Going to get a courier mid, break it up, get the slow from 50-0. The bird's going to be there to make him spin a little bit faster. They do get a call onto it. Spin comes out and almost gets color. It's not going to be no, we cancel it. Just went down, but the sport's already here. In line comes in. Do we have a shockwave? 3 seconds away. I's going to survive this time. 50-0 pretty low himself. Astral Imprisonment is going to keep down his Pugna for now, so he can't kill anyone else. But sucking them life drain, but more birds coming in, more creeps being taken out. 50-0 picking up a little bit of gold for his troubles, but all these heroes in mid looking for some big old kills, but so far no one's finding them.
Yeah, I mean, and it's favouring obviously the side of Burmese Ghouls. Like, they're committing a lot here, but they are getting kills here and there every so slowly. And K7, who has an armlet, has a base boots completed as well if they want it.
Pretty much.
He's so fast right now, and he's not even the top net worth.
No, and an enemy, he's been found, he's been stunned, he's been crit, and even Axe is just running for him. He's found him, a beautiful bushwhack, again, just going to catch him, and he is just cut on down and killed again. He is going for that Witchblade again, though. He feels like that's kind of his build on the Prophet, but actually, even in the river, though, 50-0, nice little pick up on the Pugna. Those birds coming in handy to stop that life drain.
Yeah, and obviously losing Enlighten on the other side. That's a good play so far for QX, but they had to commit all 5 heroes. Like you said, 52-0, he's buying a drums as the carry right now. But he's already built the treads, which means he's not going to be able to build the super boots, the boots of bearing, without feeling like he wasted a bit of money somewhere.
Well, so far no one else is wasting their money. And Champs going the same build he did in game 1. Where X at this point is just rushing towards that Blink Dagger, and even Pugna, he's got his Aether Lens. I'm sure he's going to get his Boots of Travel eventually if he needs them, but so far, it's a kill on Reincarnation, who literally, I'm guessing doesn't have 1,000 HP yet. Nope, 780, so it can be burst down by a single Hoodwink as Sicko's going to go in, trying to line, the bird's going to be going down, Soul Stomp's going to be in the back with the Wrath of Nature, a lot of burst damage, but so far, we haven't killed the Enchantress yet, as he's still surviving, as Pugna was keeping him alive with Decraps in the river, so even the trains can't do any damage at 53. Is this going to be sucked on dry and banished away by Garn to keep him alive, and Lightning's still running, still healing up with Nature Prophet, and we're just going to be blasting down 50-0, using the Battle Hunger to break down those charges of the cloak, and N1 surrounded by all these trains, though, can't actually get away and going to be destroyed. As nice micro coming in from Garn, and also an enemy as well, but Garn going to be called, but the spin comes back. The Banish keeps him up, and Lion doing some work with his own Harpy creep, shock waving and shocking QX all the way back now. An enemy has to run. Neverlight's going to come in. 3 seconds of recall. He's got to get out of here, but this Impetus, this damage, these creeps doing so much work as it's just Axe and friends committing kill after kill on the side of QX.
Yeah, and all the while, K7, he's basically, let's put a missing persons unit file for him, because he's not shown up to anything. Like, there's 19 kills on the board, and he's only been a part of 3 of them.
Oh, yeah.
Both of his kills have been solo kills.
Whew. An APB coming up, but Snickos will see him and report him, as I'm pretty sure he's going to have to stay on the creep and run away and get stunned by all the skeletons, getting all damage onto him. I don't think he dies. I hope he doesn't die, as he's just going to get zoned on out an enemy. He's not going to try and save him. Right now, we're just going to be trying to defend our other lanes and make sure... I don't know. What can we do here? Reincarnation can't exactly even live. Oh no, Snickos. Bringing in Garn. 11 seconds to kind of commit or get on out, but they want to go for this. Hoodwink is going to be waiting. He's going to be trying to almost break the tether, but he's dead. Garn's going to be left here. Gets a D-ward, and I guess you get that ward out of it, but you're losing another support as well.
Yeah, I mean, TPing onto a Hoodwink as well is so brutal. Like, they were lucky that they didn't combo it perfectly. Otherwise, they would have TP'd straight in, and they probably would have killed the OD if the Bushwhack actually landed.
K7 again, didn't have to even think about anything. He's just pushing this top lane as an enemy. It's being forced to defend it. And mid lane, we are just forcing in the waves. Burmese Ghouls is just going to push from this tier 2 and invade your jungle as well, looking for anyone who wants to show their face. As you can even see Neverlight, he's going to be hunting the Prophet, finding the Prophet, getting a call on the Prophet, and just waiting for his friends to come along and join the fun. Bushwhack does land, Snickos comes in, makes it 2v1, Reincarnation, Freezing Field is up, skilled up, just needs to be able to use it, waiting as long as he can for the go for it, and with a few hits, he's dead before he can even press that button.
Yeah, Snickos gets away. They only lose the 1 support. So, like, that's the kind of save your friend syndrome that actually looks good. You commit 2 supports and you get your core away, you suicide, but it does mean things like Visage, for instance, are farming up a Storm on the bot lane, starting to catch up.
Getting it, network back. Has the drums complete at this point? I guess, at this point, do we go Orchid or do we go Axe? Is it too late for Orchid?
I think he has to go Orchid. Like, otherwise, how does he get those kills? He's going to go Solar Crest, and if you go Solar Crest, who's farming? Who's the carry here, if you're going to go that defensive item?
An enemy, I guess. You're just playing pos 1 from the pos 3. Mid lane, though, comes in, knows that the wall's going to be placed down. Garn's going to be decrept for now, but the Meteor Hammer is going to go off. Arcane Rune, though, on the Pugna makes him pretty scary, but maybe you can get this tower out of it, as Garn is focusing on this wall, but will be blasted and trying to get close enough so he can banish M1, but he's just juking back and forth. They will get at least 1 banish coming out onto the Axe, which means the relocation save is good from Snickos to break up that tether. Reincarnation does get the Freezing Field off, but instantly cancelled by the call, and everyone's surrounding him. This low HP CM is only delaying time for Neverlight to get that kill.
Yep, that's 3 armor on the board already. Snickos, Haste Rune, surprised he gets away here.
Oh, bottom lane, though. They're using the time effectively. They are pushing this tier 2, and they should get it between Trains and the Bird. This is a lot of pushing power, but they might have to wait too long to get it. Drums being used, tower being taken, TP around, call comes out, and 52-0! The chattest play I've seen on a Visage gets out.
That's sick. I love what Neverlight did there. He tried to dodge it by using the Tumbler toy, and he almost got away with it too. Like, it almost pranked the Visage to instantly throw the stuns in this.
Gun is in a very precarious position. He's seen. Here we go. Neverlight's gonna find him. You can banish 1, or yourself, or something. Reincarnation tanks up that sharpshooter, bring it on in, Snickers and backstab, but so far we've got 2 heroes in the back going up for Hoodwink and should be able to get that 1 kill, but can we save Garn, as Garn isn't scared anymore. We're gonna get a blast back on Reincarnation, make sure he dies, and Hoodwink should be dead from the bird. Yeah, 1 soul assumption should do it. Raffination just make sure he does die, just so he doesn't get on out, but at least also Garn does survive in the end, using this time to almost finally get that Blink Dagger.
That is true. I mean, and on the other side...
Oh, beautiful call, though. In the mid, toy being used effectively again by Neverlight, just keeping Garn here, and Snickos, again, he's going to tether up. Neverlight's going to know we're going to get the slow back on Garn to get back, which means Snickos is going to be a little bit slowed himself, but more banishes, maybe a little bit turn. Meteor Hammer is 2 seconds away, but they're still waiting. It's just Neverlight and N1 never stopping, always looking for these kills again, blasting down the aisle, and they'll finally do it. They've got him.
This time they've got the Meat Hammer combo though. I don't know how you kill the Axe. He's so much tankier.
This is how.
Maybe that's the way.
No, that's not how. Oh god. Oh no. As 3 heroes surrounding him, and one's going to be sucked from Reincarnation dry. His Hood Cloak is actually coming effective. Just make sure it doesn't do too much damage as we do. get back to the high ground. Garn's going to be on the low ground. In fact, he doesn't have the same magic resistance, so he is sucking down a little bit faster than even Reincarnation's son, but they will survive. That's the main thing, and they'll survive, and the towers aren't actually being taken yet, and an enemy and 50-0 using so much out of this space, getting so much gold and XP into both of them.
Yeah, and they're going to need it too, because they're going to TP top, push the tower here. You can see how much space they're needing to create right now, these two heroes. Garn, he's fallen behind since that mid lane Meteor Hammer pit purchase. He hasn't built another item. He's been going towards Blink, and he still hasn't managed to get there.
Ooh, yeah, we could
Top lane?
Meteor Hammer lands, and oh god, an enemy's M50. He is stunned. There's only so many bird tricks you can do, as the entire team cannot be stunned by one bird, as both your most farmed heroes go down trying to push the tower that they do get. 50-0 your bird? That's cool.
I love this so far. Are they looking for more? Are they going to find Garn here, potentially? He smoked up on the high ground with the Blink Dagger purchase.
Alright. I'm not sure what kill he can get with it, though, at this point.
Oh, they found Reincarnation instead.
No. Let him D-ward. Just let him get that sentry, please. Sharpshooter slow, maybe enough. He's going to be running out of here. I think we have a Meteor Hammer on the creeps in mid lane, so Garn isn't caring about this. They're having fun.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, right? You're 10k up. Like, they would know how far ahead they are right now. It does say 94% so far win probability. I can't imagine that going down here unless they manage to find K7 in the top lane solo.
Yes, he still hasn't been touched. At all. Here he is, pushing high ground. Just... he walked all the way here, everyone else did the work to get the creeps in here, and Garn will banish him up and down. Neverlight almost gets the corner, nice little movement away from Garn, but yeah, damage goes back, stun goes in, Snick goes. Alright, it's a bait around the Meteor Hammer, but he's dead before he can, as Wraith King will not get hit by the Meteor Hammer, but will be slowed by the CM, who gets killed in one sweep of the Wraith King's sword. But Wraith King will go pop, but Reincarnation means he comes back. Another call coming up from Axe is playing beautifully as we do dodge this stun coming out of the Wraith King on the back lines. 50-0 trying to get these supports, but they will be able to find at least one of the birds for their trouble as the Centaur is waiting, going to be stomping and controlling, and with no resummon, they're going to be losing at least one bird. That's super tanky, and with the Soul Crest, actually stays alive. There you go, an effective purchase.
If it's not even the Soul Crest yet, it's still just the medallion, and they managed to save the racks, and they only bought back on a support, so as far as QX is concerned, that's about the best you're going to get there, in such an aggressive playstyle coming through from Burmese Bull.
Even an enemy, he's been pushing. Like, he wasn't needed for the defense there. He's been pushing in the bottom lane, making sure there's pressure there. He's been trying to get top, and he's almost got a BKB, but he's got a Maelstrom this time instead, just in between, to make sure his farming is even quicker.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, do you need to farm quicker? Like, at this point, you're kind of in panic mode. If you're a QX, and you can push the tempo so quickly for Burmese, and they just find one for free.
It's Reincarnation again. He just can't exist. Honestly, if he's not in his fountain, he's just dead. And I think they know what Garn and both Snickers are, but yeah, they'll get on back, so that's cool to go. And an enemy is top, but there is also a Wraith King with a Blink Dagger in the area. So I am scared for an enemy.
You should be, because he's sticking around.
One damage, Grim. He might be able to try and TP out, but the sprouts aren't being used, so I think we've seen a dead prophet. Yeah. Man, so much damage. And Roche, I don't even think it's needed at this point.
I mean, maybe not needed, but I feel like there's no downside to grabbing it right now. Like, you can have K7 with 3 lives, just pressure this high ground, or even better, you can give Neverlight a way of playing... Oh, no, Garn.
Well, it's going to slow down... Oh, it didn't even kill the creep. That's not cool.
It was an allied creep he grabbed. Okay,
right. Fair enough. Smoke coming out there, it might be debate, be like, okay, he might be a little bit demoralized after that banish. He definitely won't try and find a kill here. And the 4-man smoke, well, one of the birds is going to break that smoke, so I don't think it's going to be a surprise anymore, as the bird is going to be seen on top of the tree and being hit by the catapult as we pop the drums and go on in. Vanish onto the park. Now, Hoodwink is going to be waiting to see when you cast that meteor, and so is Axe. As we get the call, we get the damage, and we get the freezing field to maybe kill him, but we've already lost Garn. Garn buys back instantly, and enemy's going to be coming in, but Wraith King already going to find an enemy on the high ground, jump at him, stun him, and kill him. As he is gone, as a double kill already done by Axe, and 50-0, he is on the low ground, he is in the mid lane, and he is dead, as he's surrounded by Pug and even the Hoodwink. As we're going to finish him off and finish off these racks to go with it.
Yeah, and this is almost the same time frame as last game. Oh, they found him again. They found Garn again.
Done. And even... Ooh, hello. Good save from Zickos. Keeps him alive. An enemy buying back in. Decrypt instantly life drained as soon as he comes in. Behind his partner. Can't get close enough without the BKB. Spirit Vessel on him. Bushwhacked as well. Half HP. Act gonna get the call. Banish away from Garn. Pulling on in on Zickos to get the HP back on up as soon as he comes back. But then Red King's gonna be in the area to crit. But he goes for IO instead because they're goddamn annoying. The Sprout keeps Red King back. The Hammer's gonna be dropped. Does nothing. It's GG. It's gonna be golden. The game is done.
Yeah,
2-0 the Burmese Ghouls.
Burmese Ghouls are looking prime time. Like, we were talking about QX having a bit of struggles in their last series, but Burmese Ghouls, they were dominant in Game 1, and Game 2 they picked up the pace, and you can see N1, he's looking pretty chill, he's looking pretty relaxed, and deservingly so. They just had two 20-minute stomps back-to-back.
Oh yeah, no sweat out of them, and QX, I mean, they don't look too demoralized out of this. Reincarnation, I mean, I'm pretty sure his camera's frozen there, so it's all cool to be in. It's just like, yeah, it's serious. We had fun. We picked our draft. It didn't exactly work, but that's what Dota's all about. It's about just having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say they had a good time on the Crystal Maiden and obviously the IO as well, but it was quite a rough one for them. I gotta say props to Burmese Ghouls though. Like, they picked these really fast, really hard to execute drafts, and they abused it so well. Enlighten on this Enchantress made the game so easy for them.
Yeah, just both games. Three-minute games. 3-minute games. Like, when have we seen that? Even the last patch, no one's been trying to leave the lane at 3 minutes, and just with this meta and the new jungle creeps, it seems like you can do this effectively.
Yeah, I mean, the metas where this is happening is the Earth Spirit metas, Enchantress Chen metas, and that's pretty much it. Like, maybe the Tiny and the Barapos 4s. But like you said, I felt like it was even earlier than 3 minutes. It was insane how quickly Enlighten was getting to every lane, and he was only level 1 and level 2 at these ganks, but it didn't matter because these creeps are so strong.
I know, it's crazy. They bring one stun, they bring one damage amp, and you just surround them. They're so tanky that it's just a tower hitting them, everybody else gets a kill around it, and you just use it perfectly. And so far, Burmese Ghouls, they use all their timings perfectly that game. They were so quick, so fast, and really QX, they didn't have enough time to react.
Yeah, it'd be curious to see, because I don't know in Game 1 if they thought it was going to happen so quickly, but in Game 2 they tried to itemize for it. Like, they built the drums, the Solar Crest, the Meteor Hammer, the Witchblade, Maelstrom, all these early games items, and it still wasn't enough. Burmese were just so overpowering.
Maybe it's more of a well-seasoned squad as well, because it did feel like a little bit at QX we're on a little bit of different pages here. 50 want to play his heroes, and then we want to play his, and even the supports there were a little bit mismatched overall. It seemed like the IO wasn't exactly clean, but then again, it wasn't the easiest lane to go into.
Yeah, I mean, IO lanes are always going to be hard when you don't have that natural combo. And like we talked about it in the draft, where like he needs a natural pickup, and they go with the Visage. They didn't play it with the Visage, and a lot of the times those deaths were save your friend syndrome deaths. He would dive in, do everything he can to try to keep his teammate alive, and then they'd both end up falling. That's something you need to be very careful of, especially with IO, Oracles, etc. Because they don't have any defensive spells to themselves. Once you've committed that tether, you're in. You're not getting out, and you just gotta have to hope that your carry keeps you alive. And
I think at this point, we look at CM and we say, yeah, this is next patch, maybe.
I mean, the CM movement speed nerfs basically made the hero unplayable, and we saw why. He just got chased and killed every single time, and there's nothing you can do. Like, the extra mana doesn't matter because they just kill you anyway.
Well, yeah, 24 mana makes it feel a little bit better. You're like, I could have cast a spell, I could have played this a little bit better, but Neverlight, I mean, he was incredible that game on that axe. Aggressive in every single moment in that lane, went well, farmed up the map entirely, and then he was just using the toy instead of the blink to just set up so many fantastic calls.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing. Tumbler's Toy, best item in the game. They buffed it, guys. It's a lower cooldown. Get in while it's still hot. Get in before they nerf it is all I'm going to say.
All right, now we got in for our series for today. One series, unfortunately, because we do have one series going to be played offline as well between Gargoyle and Gigant. But for now, we do get the 2-0. Really to Burmese Schools to take that 4th position for now. But so far, it is still going to be M11-8, Gargoyle Esports, and Burmese Schools for day 3 here. And UDV, they still have their chances. There hasn't been enough games overall to really spread us out too much, but it's so close in this top 4.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even throw like Atomic and UDV right now. They're definitely in it. Gagark, they've got a punter's chance to make this playoffs, especially because they are up against Gargoyle, like you said, very soon. The one I want to look out for is UDV. They've played the least games, like we talked about in the previous one, and also the games they've played, they've looked incredibly dominant. And that's something to keep in mind, that they could dominate almost any competition because they keep getting better at day in, day out.
Yeah. Honestly, every single one of these teams between day 1 and now have been playing much better. Like, everyone's been improving, everyone's just got way better as a squad, and this new patch seems to have made these teams just even better overall.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens come playoffs times, if all this improvement, if all this excitement has just been the group stage bubble. And obviously when it gets to playoffs, you have a bit more research time and you have a bit more prep time. So that is something to look out for sure.
Cool, alright. Well, that is day 3 done for us so far of week 2, but day 3 means that's a day 4. Tomorrow we've got some more matches coming up, some more exciting Dota in between. I'm going to be excited to see what comes out of it, but we've got a day in between. It's 2 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time for those games, and in between, are you going to be trying to spam a bit of Dota? I mean, maybe you get some more thoughts on the patch here. I know we haven't searched everything yet that's come out. We haven't seen Boots of Bearing yet, at all. Yeah, in this entire season.
That is true. We haven't seen Remnant's Brooch either, the Witchblade upgrade. A lot of these games are ending quite early, though. Like, we haven't had that many 65-minute slugfests. We only had one yesterday, and every other game's been 25 to 35 minutes. They've been quick and they've been fast. I will be playing Dota tonight.
Nice.
Battle Cup is Saturday night, and you know, if you're going to be a sweaty degenerate, make sure at least you have some fun with mates, and that's what Saturday night gaming is for me.
Alright, well, Battle Cups are coming, but also is more Dota 2 here, but we also have some fantastic sponsors bringing us this Dota season so far. LG, our presenting partner, always being there to help us develop our region in the SCA and beyond, just making sure the Dota is professional and amazing, and Rocat making the Dota players play even better with great hardware, keyboards, mouses, microphones, webcams, whatever you need. Rocat have it, and we've got some more Dota games tomorrow, 2 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time here at the LPL Pro Dota 2 for 2022. Guys, we're going to see you then.
But the ulti's going to pop off from Oracle. Hook back in from Andros. Going to be charging up that epicenter. No one's getting out of here. That's 3 going down. Disruptor, he was de-warding. Look at the damage. Oracle buys back. Sweet as honey, says the big boy bear, and they are going to just crush your high ground from this. What a massive fight.